All right, if you're age 65 or older, then you've got another benefit that you're going to be able to take when you're doing your taxes. It's another deduction, right? And it doesn't matter if you're going to be taking the itemized deduction or if you're taking the standard deduction, you're still going to be able to qualify for this depending on whether your income allows you to or whether you're going to phase out. Now, the maximum deduction that you're looking at is going to be $6,000. If you're married filing jointly and your spouse also qualifies, that's an additional $6,000. So it could be a deduction of up to $12,000 for married filing jointly. Now, there are income limitations on it. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do the math to show you, hey, what happens if you exceed those limitations? How do we calculate the phase out? So as you're doing your taxes, you'll be prepared for this. Now, if these videos have been helping you, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. But in the meantime, I'm going to move on over and show you the facts that we're going to be using. So we have the assumptions, and then we'll do the math to show you how to actually do the calculations. So for purposes of this situation, here's the facts that we're using, the assumptions we're using. We have a single individual. They are age 65, so that's qualifying, and their modified adjusted gross income is going to be $82,000. Now, when we look at the phase out, where it starts to phase out, we're looking at $75,000. So they're going to be $7,000 over the phase out amount. So we need to go through and figure out what happens with their $6,000 deduction, how much of it they're going to actually be able to get. So let's go ahead and take a look at the math. All right, so what we're looking at now is part 5 of our Schedule 1A, right? So what we're dealing with is for seniors, those that are 65 or older. Now, we start out on line number 31, and what we're doing is we're putting our modified adjusted gross income in that amount. Well, we get that modified gross income from part 1 in our Schedule 1A, so that line number 3 that we were dealing with. We have $82,000, and I'm just making up that number. It was part of the fact pattern that I had provided before. But we have $82,000 for this taxpayer. Now, what happens is once a taxpayer has a modified adjusted gross income that exceeds $75,000, it phases out. So our taxpayer made $82,000, or modified adjusted gross income is 82, and then what we have is $75,000 to phase out. Well, we were $7,000 over that $75,000 phase out threshold. So we go 75,000 minus 82. That gives us line number 3, $7,000. So what we have to do now is we have to phase out our $6,000 deduction based on that $7,000 phase out. Now, the way that the phase out works is we take the excess amount, that $7,000, so the amount that our modified adjusted gross income exceeded the $75,000. So we take that $7,000 and we will multiply it by 6%. So 6% is the way that you're going to have a smooth reduction. So it's not like a cliff or something like that. So we go $7,000 times 6%. That means it's $420. So of the maximum $6,000 that we could have taken as a deduction, we have to reduce it by $420. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll say $6,000. So we're on line 35 now. We're going to go say $6,000 minus our line number 34, $420, which is going to give us $5,580. So our deduction after the phase out, because our modified adjusted gross income exceeded that $75,000, our deduction is going to be $5,580. So we don't get the full $6,000, but we still get a decent deduction there of $5,580. That's the way that you're going to handle this when you're working on your Schedule 1A. So hopefully that helps you with your taxes. And if this video has been helping, go ahead and subscribe to this channel.